This is the discussion for test number 3 of Gallant IAS Academy, which comprises geography, disaster management, and ecology. We'll be briefly describing about the context of various questions asked in this examination and about the approach to the answers. So the 11th question is about the explain geopolitical significance of Red Sea and implications of recent escalations. So the question is about the geopolitical significance of Red Sea and its implications with respect to recent escalations. The background of the question has to be understood that the recent Israel-Hamas conflicts and the Houthis rebellion are the basis for this question and the context of the question also. So in the introduction, we can say that Red Sea connects Indian Ocean with the Mediterranean Sea, and a diagram which is showing the Red Sea and its nearby countries also can be included. And in the body part, the geopolitical significance of Red Sea can be explained. This is the first part for the body part, and we can include strategic location is Red Sea because it has served as a link between Indian Ocean and Mediterranean. And Red Sea is known as the global trade artery due to it accounts for the 12% of global trade and 30% of container traffic, and it acts as an energy corridor. And world's largest natural gas reservoir also is found in nearby nations of Red Sea. Presence of Islamic and African countries, and Red Sea acts as a geopolitical hotspot because there is increased expansionism of various countries such as China, European Union, and USA task forces also. And in the second part, we can explain about the implications of recent escalations. What are the implications? What are the impacts of recent escalations? For example, economic and trade impacts are also found due to these recent attacks. Increasing rerouting. The ship has to be rerouted from Red Sea route towards another routes, so that it will take extra 8 to 10 days, and it will increase the shipping costs also. Skyrocketing of insurance premia also is an impact or implication of recent escalations. Inflationary pressure all around the world, such as USA, India, Europe, is also due to various escalations in Red Sea region. Loss of Suez Canal revenue, geopolitical alignment also influenced by rising tensions. And in the conclusion part, we can say that it is more than a shipping line because strategic pressure point in global scenario. And we can include a way forward also, such as the de-escalations and discussions are pivotal in bringing peace and prosperity in that region, so that we can conclude this question. And the 12th question is about what are the factors affecting Indian monsoon and how they impact Indian economy. The context of the question is that Indian monsoons are exhibiting various changes and changing patterns nowadays, and it is the context for this question. So we need to address that context also, and we can include the various characteristics of Indian monsoon wind system, such as seasonal reversal and interregional and interannual variations also. And in the body part, we can include factors affecting Indian monsoons and various theories associated with it also, such as Halley's thermal theory, heating of Indian subcontinent in summer, such as Flohn's air mass theory, jet stream theory, INSO theory also can be included. And in the second part, we can include the impact on Indian economy, such as agriculture, rural consumption and employment, water resources, and recent droughts, etc. also can be included as examples here. And inflation due to El Nino effect also can be an impact on Indian economy. And in the way forward part or the conclusion part, we can include various measures to address this issue of changing patterns of monsoons. We can include the PM Krishi Sinchai Yojana to reduce the monsoon dependence and to improve the agricultural output. Crop insurance is a measure to address this changing patterns of monsoon, strengthening technologies such as AI to predict predictive monsoon patterns also can be included under this. So, in the 16th question, the question is about assess the potential of Arctic region, emphasizing India's interest in Arctic exploration. So, the context of the question is that we are increasing. There is an increasing number of explorations in Arctic region by various countries, and we can include that also in the contextual part of the introduction. And the Arctic Ocean, often termed as last frontier, is emerging as a new geopolitical and economical hotspot to rapid climate-induced transformations also. So in this part, there are two questions, two subparts for this question, such as the potential of Arctic region, which is the first part, and emphasizing India's interest in Arctic region. That is the second part to be addressed in this question. Okay, potential of Arctic region. Natural resources. There are 13% of undiscovered oil reserves and 30% of undiscovered natural gas reserves in Arctic region. Mineral depositions are found there. The examples such as Greenland and Russia with nickel and palladium can be included here. This will improve your answers also with a sufficient substantiation. Shipping routes, renewable energy potential, all these are the potential for Arctic region. The challenges such as geopolitical tensions, territorial claims by Russia, environmental concerns, oil spills, and other construction activities which affects the natural ecosystem, cultural threat to indigenous communities such as Inuit tribes. These all are the challenges which are facing to explore the Arctic region also. And we can, in the second part, we can include India's interest in Arctic region. Why we are interested in Arctic region? And various reasons are explained here, such as scientific explorations. And the example for that is Himadri projects being held in Arctic region. Climatic research is also their strategic interest as an observer in Arctic Council to oversee the various missions conducted by various countries, and economic interest also because to reduce the shipping costs also. And there is environmental concerns also because due to various submergence of various islands of India, also due to various climate change related phenomena. Okay, and we can include any sustainable models such as Norway's Equinor model to reduce the carbon which are occurring due to the oil exploration. Technological integration also can be added, such as AI models to and remote sensing measures also. And in the conclusion part, we can include a way forward, such as Arctic Research Consortium can be operationalized and Arctic policy can be implemented, etc. In the 18th question, we are discussing about flash floods are becoming increasingly frequent in India, particularly in Himalayan and urban region. Discuss the causes with the recent examples and mitigation strategies for flash floods in India. So, in the introduction part, we can include the context of this question, or we can define what a flash flood is, and we can the definition is included here are sudden intense floods that occur within minutes to few hours after heavy rainfall. And we can include various causes such as cloudburst is a cause, heavy monsoons, water release from dams, urbanization, topography, the steep slopes of Himalayan regions, and glacial lake outburst to flood also can be an example cause for flash floods. And we can include the impacts in the second part also. Destruction of infrastructure, livelihood, transport, and emergency services can be explained as the impacts. And in the second part, we can include the mitigation measures to be addressed to measures to address the flash floods. Okay, early warning system, watershed management, afforestation, zonation of flood-prone area also can be included. And in 19th question, we are explaining about landslides. In the Western Ghats has become frequent and destructive. Explain reasons, mitigation measures with the recent examples. The context of question is quite obvious because the recent landslides in Wayanad and Shirur districts of Karnataka. So the landslides are defined as rapid downslope movement of soil, rock, and debris. Then various causes such as natural causes, anthropogenic causes, and there are some triggering factors also to induce the landslides. The triggering factors include earthquake, flash floods, cloudburst, etc. And we can explain about the impacts such as human impact, environmental impact, economic impact also. And in the final part, we are explaining about the mitigation measures such as zonation of landslides, prone area, afforestation, drainage correction, community participation, etc. And in the final question, we are explaining about illustrate how regional geographic and phenomena serve as a barrier for developmental projects. So in the first part, we can explain about the various geographical phenomena such as heavy rainfall, landslides, earthquake, flood and droughts, climate variability, etc. And in the first part, we can explain geographical phenomena affecting developmental projects such as Himalayas, landslides, and flow impacted Sharda projects in and Assam and Northeast riverine floods are act as a barrier for developmental projects. Maharashtra earthquakes, Tamil Nadu cyclones, Karnataka landslides, Kerala torrential rain lead to disruption of national highway constructions also. Mitigation measures can be included such as geotechnical mapping, sustainable engineering, hazard mapping, climate resilient infrastructure, etc. And in the conclusion part, we can include the need for natural risk analysis, etc., along with sustainable developmental projects.
Gallant IAS, chasing your passion to ace.